Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Eddie Marcus again. The last time I was speaking to you on the subject matter, the bushes. And I ended talking about that the spirit that is behind people who take advantage of all situations for selfish reasons being a Luciferian principle. And I had said something about when you do act like that, you end up representing Cain, and I'm using Cain in the biblical sense. And that what Cain had to experience is the same thing that nations have to experience. And that there also is an alternative to Cain's activity, and that is that of Abel's. Abel supposedly was pleasing to the spirit of life, the spirit of God. In other words, Abel walked according to those basic principles, and he became a victim to that envy, and transpired from here to a place most folks don't know anything about. But I'm glad to say today that I'm satisfied about where that place is, and I'm constantly sharing it with you, as I probably will do before I finish here today. You see, when Lucifer, and I'm just going to say these couple of things about biblical sense, just to lead up to where I want to go. Lucifer knew that life, when he said, "You will not surely die," what Lucifer was saying is that he had experienced the same thing that Adam and Eve were going to experience when they violated God's rule. He had experienced it. He was in heaven. He had violated the rules. And to violate the rule basically means death. And what does death mean? That which was giving you life, that sustenance of your life, is no longer. But what happened was the connection that Lucifer had with the Father, with the Creator, was basically lost, in the sense that he wanted to be the highest. And so if you want to be the highest, you can't be listening to no one else. That's it. You cannot be listening to anyone else. However, when he was cast out of heaven, the power to create, the power to be, rests in the ability to deceive others who are of the world in which he has inherited. But now we are all here. And like Lucifer is a spirit, and God is a spirit, and we who here now, because of the way Adam and Eve act, we have choices to make. Which way do we want to walk? According to what spirit? The spirit of life, and each say that they're alive. But is it the life that works for all of us, or is it the life that works for some of us? That's the question that we have to deal with each and every day. And that's why I find it so necessary that whenever I get a little message about this or that, I have to come and share it with you, because I'm confident beyond a shadow of doubt that for me, it is life for us all, and not just life for me. You know, when we think about the Bible, and we think about the Bible quite often, I'm sure, we see that, and I heard this over watching something on the internet, and they were talking about how most countries of the world, when they refer to God, or when they refer to that figure, that ultimate figure is represented by an individual, or at least an image of, represents blackness, nappy hair, dark skin tone, whatever, and all symbols that have been created represent one of such ethnicity, except Christianity. And they were saying it was, what? Changed basically as the figure being blue-eyed, long hair, Jesus Christ, the honorary to God, and who represented a class of people who, for some strange reason, seem to go to any extreme to deny the life benefits of other people. And that put a question in my mind, so I don't have to refer to God as white or black. I just know that God is power, truth, and love. And to awake in truth sets you free. If you knew, and I'm not sure that these secret societies do or don't, but if anyone knew the greatest secret of life, they would never ever have to be bound by anything else ever again, as long as they remembered. As long as they remembered. It's that secret, that truth. If you remembered it, you never had to be bound again. And what is that truth? That truth is this. God is life. And all of us who exist, we exist by the power of life, God. So God has shared part of God with us. And that's why we are alive. And we don't really, in the sense, die except when we lose our connection, knowing who and what we are. You see, as long as we know that we are God flesh, we are God's spirit, then we, when someone try, and wherever we are in life, whatever stage in life we find ourselves, however positive and however wonderful we are moving forward, there's always an equal force amongst us whose purpose is to take everything away that you represent, to destroy, to bring you back to where they are. And that's the challenge. That's the challenge of the spirit of Lucifer, saying his way is the best way. And this challenge over here is the challenge of the Spirit of God, saying you go forward. And in the biggest challenge of the day, Lucifer will tell you, when he told you once before you were not sure to die, now he'll tell you, you will die. Like they said, God told Adam, you will surely die. And Lucifer said, you will not surely die. Now, God is saying you will not surely die. And Lucifer saying you will die. Because Lucifer got you thinking they can kill you. And you will die. And so, because most folks believe in the Luciferian principles, they think they will die. And so they become prisoners. They become prisoners to a form that is destructive to their spirit, their dreams, and their aspiration, to their lives. But the truth of the matter that you don't know is that you will not surely die. Lucifer can't kill you. What Lucifer does is freeze you. Freeze you from this hell that we're in. And that way, you are free to become what God has wanted you to be. Now, I'm not saying that you go so far, but it's like waking you up from a nightmare in the sense that we understand being killed. When you are killed in the flesh, you immediately wake up in the spirit. But the spirit is not just, for here we can't see spirit. But when you wake up in the spirit, you're not really unseen. You've got a new body. I want to tell you more about it, but you can't understand it right now, so I'm just going to leave it right there. And so what happens is that you continue with your life, and it's better than ever. Why? Because you stood the test. The devil couldn't trap you. You're not over there in bondage, scared because he says he'll kill you. And you wait until you're old as Methuselah, don't want to die because you're afraid. Afraid why? Because you don't know the truth. God wants you to know the truth. The devil don't want you to know the truth. The devil wants you to think that he has that control over you because you know that he will kill you. And since you don't know the truth, you are there scared. When you go into war for the devil, for that Luciferian philosophy of taking and controlling folks. When you pick up a gun and go into battle to fight for him, you know why you do it? You do it because you've been brainwashed and trained to think that that's the way you should be for your country. On the one hand, patriotic on the one hand. On the other hand, you know when he calls you to battle, you got to go, because if you don't, you can go to jail, you can go to prison. You don't want to do that. And once you get out there in battle, if you decide that you might not want to continue, they got the right to maybe kill you. So all that control, or you even got the control to say you can't get an education unless you go out here and put your life on the line for us. You do all these things because you don't know that if you knew the truth, see what, if you knew the truth, this is what you do. You would represent the truth. You would see clearly how this world was intended to be, how everybody on this earth can live joyously. You will see how peace can be expressed. You can see how prosperity flows. You can see the building of joy. You can see life overflowing. You see that. And now, that's what you want. And all the stuff that denies that, you are against that. Why? Because you are the voice of freedom. You are the voice of life, liberty, and happiness. You are that. And that's why you do it. To set all of us who have been in darkness for so long, to kind of give us a little bit of light so that we might escape. We might not. But ladies and gentlemen, it's not even really about whether you will or whether you won't. What it's really about is, will God? And God will. And the evidence that God will is because you see us doing the will of God. Now, the choice is up to you. The devil is planning on killing billions of you just because he don't need you. Not in his plan. So you can go on back to wherever God has for you. He don't think that God has any wonderful place for you, because you're not going out there because you woke up. You're going out there because you've been cast out. Now, what God is going to do you, I don't dare say. I have no idea. But all I can say is better to have an insurance policy. And what is the insurance policy is? The insurance policy is this. Put on the shoes that Christ walked in, the God shoes, and walk in the Spirit. All right? Now look, I'm going to end it right here. This is the second part of the Bushes. All the things I have said here represents not the Bush family. Everything I've said here today represents what bushes really are. Bushes cover up stuff. Bushes hide things. You know, if you want to see something, you say, go clean the bushes out the way. So what I have expressed here is people. The results of people's dealing with one another. Bushes. But moving that stuff aside by grabbing hold to the Spirit. Okay, I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.